Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. At the Abbott manse, Kyle makes calls to the club to find out if Jack has been seen. Claire arrives and he allows her in after an awkward moment. She's still a little shaky. That doesn't surprise him and he's glad she's safe. Harrison will be glad too. That's why she came. She wanted to check on him. He assures her that he's a tough kid and will get all he needs. After she asks him to give the kid a hug for her, she heads for the door. She doesn't want to see him and remind him of what happened. Kyle actually thinks it would be good for him to see her. He's been worried, and she was just as much of a victim as Harrison. Claire doesn't accept that none of this is her fault. She was her aunt's Trojan horse in Genoa City. He's sure her aunt is just pure evil, but Claire will never forgive herself for the role she has played in this. He refuses to let her beat herself up about it, sure she was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. There's no sense in feeling responsible when there's only one person to blame. He asks how she feels about Jordan's death. At first, she couldn't believe it, then felt relieved, and then scared it might not be true. She's sure that her aunt wanted everyone to turn their backs on her, which is why she took her along with Harrison. Claire assumes he thought she was guilty. Kyle admits he did at first. She can't blame him for that, and says this was her aunt's last attempt to keep her from a normal life. She thought about how she would die without anyone knowing she was innocent. She just wishes she could have protected Harrison. Harrison runs in and leaps into Claire's arms, thrilled to see she's okay. Summer files in behind him, scowling. She walks over and they skim over the ordeal. Harrison wants Claire to read him a story, but she's sure his mom wants to spend time with him. She'll read to him another time. That works for the boy, who asks if his mom is glad Claire is back. Summer smiles through that and the kid skips upstairs with her following. Kyle tells Claire his son is clearly happy to see her. They talk about still being on edge and how hard it can be to accept that you are now safe. Now that Jordan is gone, Claire might sleep for a week. Kyle asks if she's thought about what she's going to do with the big, new life she has waiting for her. It will be like Christmas, New Year's, and her birthday all rolled into one. She hopes so. Genoa City has been far kinder than she could have hoped. Summer comes down and calls Kyle up to see the lucky bunny house Harrison has made. On her way out, Claire says she would love to see Harrison again. That's fine with Kyle. Summer frowns. Claire hopes she can help Harrison deal with any of the after effects of the kidnapping. Once she's gone, Summer tells Kyle that Harrison is not okay, and they are not doing him any favors by pretending otherwise. They sit, and she tells him that Harrison said the bunny house needed locks to keep bad people out. He kept asking about Claire, and she thinks he needs to believe she's safe so he will feel safe. It's like he doesn't know how to deal with his feelings. She insists he needs to see a professional. Kyle assures her he's already made some calls. Summer says she doesn't want to look for a nanny. She'll be watching him as nothing is more important than making sure their son is safe. At Society, Victoria and Nick discuss how Summer is coping with what happened to Harrison. She hopes that his daughter understands none of this is Claire's fault. He reminds her they all had doubts about her. His sister admits she had a moment of doubt too, but Cole brought her around. Smiling, she talks about what a rock he was through this. Her brother laughs and teases her about the dopey look in her eye she gets when she talks about Cole. She thinks he's annoying, but he keeps it up. Eventually, Victoria admits they had a slight romantic reconnection. He's been there for her in so many ways. Nick says he knows he's a good guy, and if they get romantic, he's happy for them. Victor shuffles in and asks if either of them has seen their mother. She didn't come home last night. Victor says he's called everywhere, but there is no sign of her. Nick doesn't want to suggest it, but he wonders if Jordan survived. His sister tells him not to say that, and Victor insists there's no way that Jordan has their mother. He has called all the restaurants, bars, and hospitals with no luck. He gets notification from his security team and immediately takes off. The siblings worry about their mom. Nick reminds his sister that she's beaten alcohol before. He's still sorry for suggesting Jordan could be alive. She's not immortal, says his sister. Nick says the damage she did is still living on.